Alright, welcome back to All Things ETH. My name is Aaron, and on this channel we talk about all things Ethereum. We talk about projects, NFTs, play to earn, and price. And today, guys, I want to look into what I should do with some of my profits. I recently took some profits on my Ethereum over last Friday, thinking that things would be heading in for a small correction. And unfortunately, through the weekend, things did correct really quickly, and I did not get to get back in. So I'm going to take some of my profits and put them into yield farms. I'm thinking about putting some more into Axie Infinity. I'm thinking about starting up into maybe the DeFi space, getting into Yearn or into Curve, or maybe playing around in the Polygon Matic layer 2. And so let me know in the comments what you think I should move into, but I want to talk about each of these in the video along with some Ethereum and overall cryptocurrency news today. So with that, let's get into it. Let's look at the charts. First thing is first, Ethereum, again, all-time highs overnight tonight. We hit $4,814. Just incredible. In fact, we had a small correction this morning down to 4,700, but it looks like we're not even across the 21 EMA here. You know, I could see us coming back to, 4,500 towards the middle of the week, maybe even sooner, but I do think that we are going to continue to tear up the charts here, guys. I mean, Bitcoin is on fire. It is above what we expected as far as this trading channel here. It's moved outside of the trading channel that it's been in, as it did when it hit all-time highs a couple weeks ago, hit all-time highs yesterday, all the way to $68,000, $68,500, guys. That's incredible. And we're kind of retesting all-time highs essentially right now, or the previous all-time high is what we are currently testing. It looks like we're going to get a solid bounce off of that, and that's why I think we are not likely to come back down just yet as far as the Ethereum price. For those of you, this is outside of the ETH network, but ADA fans, I have a tiny bag of ADA that I am currently watching and currently in the profit. Bought some just because, man, this hasn't done much since it had its big boom when buy the rumor, sell the news. The smart contracts came into existence around September 2nd there, and ADA went nuts and has been, falling steadily into a accumulation phase near $2, and I bought just over $2 at about $2.19, and I am currently in the profit about 8%. So I'd like to see a little bit more out of that. Don't plan on holding this. I'm not a big ADA fan, guys. I am an ETH maxi for sure. But when you see an opportunity like ADA just chilling, not doing much, I sold a little bit of ETH in my Coinbase Pro account and just doing a little trading just to keep up with the trading game. So yeah, that's what's going on there. SLP is back down to the 7-cent range. AXS at $1.50. Or 150 rather. Pre did take a little bit of a drop today, but it's bounced, making higher lows, which is great to see. I do expect it to continue up. And Hex, guys, Hex is up 14% today. It has taken a huge tumble though from its all-time highs in on the 19th of September, coming way down. Some of those of you who subscribe to this channel because of my Hex videos, I'm tempted to get in at this low range, but I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen, as it did bounce off of basically the retracement on the Fibonacci here all the way down at the bottom. Kind of structure, highs, mids, if you will, of the original all-time high that we hit back in July before we went on this massive run-up. So I do think we could see some higher lows, little bit higher highs here in this coming next couple weeks, and we'll see if that happens. If that happens, maybe interested in getting in. But what I'm actually more interested in than getting into new ERC20s right now is actually getting some yield going. I do intend to keep half of my Ethereum bag throughout the bear market, if you will, that's eventually going to come. I don't want to miss out on any possible gains that we could see from the ETH 2.0 and merge. So I'm gonna probably drop about half my bag of ETH, around the $5,500 range as it trucks right on up. By then I'll be over 100%, a 2x essentially from my original investment. I did get in, I haven't been in ETH long, guys. I haven't been in ETH really in crypto since late 2021. So I'm just about as new to this as a lot of you are. Some of you are much newer, obviously, and some of you are much older. But this is just my journey, guys. This is my Ethereum journey, and I just wanted to continue to publish what I'm doing in the ETH network. And I'm an ETH maxi. I love the utility of ETH. I think all the smart contracts is game changing. I do think NFTs will include things like the deed to your house at some point. So I think the use case for smart contracts in the Ethereum blockchain will just continue to grow, continue to scale. ETH will be, I think, the backbone of most of DeFi, if not the majority of it. Moving forward, and bridging between chains is just getting more and more consistent. So I don't think there's going to be an ETH killer anytime soon, or if ever. So ETH will continue to be a store of value as well, especially with the merge coming after 2.0, and we'll see burning happening. And even though the fees will probably continue to be high, even with sharding, we'll see so many side chains being developed with ETH as its backup, as a security. I think we'll continue to see that. So there's my theory on ETH for you. But a couple things on Axie Infinity. Let me know in the comments. I could buy a bunch more Axies, guys. I could yield farm essentially from through the scholarship programs. I did hire on a new scholar today. Congratulations to you. You know who you are. Give us a comment in the comments below if you'd like to introduce yourself. But I'm excited to get my new scholar going today, and I get to pay out a couple scholars today. It's the best day when 2 times a month, every 2 weeks essentially, your SLP gets unlocked so that you get to pay your scholars, and I'm super stoked every time to be able to do it, and 2 of my scholars will get paid today. So congrats to those guys who are grinding for me, and I just really appreciate you. Here's my staking. I only have a couple of AXS staked. That's one option I could do with 100% and 116% APR and the ability to claim at any time. This is a really great option right now for ERC20s to be staked. The only downside of this is having to pay all the gas fees to get my Ethereum into the Ronin DEX. You can purchase assets directly from Ronin, but it does require you to be outside of the United States. I could set up a VPN and do that, but I'm trying to keep it legit here, so I might not go that route. I continue to put some of my SLP rewards, when I claim tonight and give half to my scholars, I'll be keeping half and putting some into continuing to drop more into the SLP and wrapped ETH farm that I've got going on. I am up to 1 wrapped run. Who knows what the price of run will end up being? It's still unavailable in the Katana, DEX here. Run price still hasn't been listed, and we'll see what happens there. Now, one thing that's interesting is the fees, which I'm not really sure yet. I think the fees are probably what we're seeing from the transactions in the marketplace, the Axie Infinity marketplace. When you buy an Axie, when you sell an Axie, the Ronin chain does take 5% of the transaction. So I do think that's probably what we're seeing here. And the number of transactions being 70,000, you can do the math. I think it worked out to about $5 per transaction, essentially. And I wonder if that's going to be the kind of base price, this transaction fee versus number of transactions. Now this transaction fee should go up with the introduction of RON fees. When that happens, when you transfer in or do a swap, you will have to pay some fraction of a RON possibly, or a whole RON possibly at some point, and that this transactions versus fees could end up being what we see the RON price kind of hovering around. It's just a possibility there. One thing I do want to chat about real quick is airdrops, and I wouldn't be surprised if people, the Axie Infinity, the Mavis Sky Mavis team has done an airdrop in the Axie Infinity world. If you were an early adopter in October of 2021, you did get an AXS airdrop in October of October of 20. You get if you were part of Axie in that time frame, you got a airdrop of AXS in 2021, which was a really great offering to the early adopters. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of airdrop in the probably in the next year, if you're using the Ronin chain or the Ronin DEX or adding liquidity or these sorts of things. It's very common to get airdrops in these sorts of DeFi applications, and that really is what the Ronin DEX is. It's a DeFi application, guys. You can stake, you can pool, you can farm. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of those same mechanisms from other farms showing up in the Ronin Katana DEX over here. So a couple other things I'm looking at right now. Curve seems to be the backbone of a lot of DeFi. I kind of looked at it a little bit ago, not just looking at this interface and going, scratching my head pretty hard, but I've been watching more and more videos about guys who are serious, yield farmers, and these degens are amazing at getting, at figuring out ways to make the most yield. And some of them are, they're staking ETH to borrow a tether or something, some sort of stable coin, and then using that stable coin to get more yield on top of it. So and literally they're like making a free loan essentially on top of their Ethereum. So it's possible to borrow 90% of your Ethereum value in stable coins in some of these applications, and then taking those stable coins and earning 30-40% on top of that. It's incredible, the power, and I'm just seeing like now how these are traditional finance mechanisms that are used by the rich and the ultra rich to get more wealthy, and to see these things democratized now. Yes, there's there's risk because they're so new and they're so unregulated, and this is literally the Wild West of the crypto revolution, if you will. Things aren't regulated, and I don't know if they're ever going to be able to be as regulated as the financial systems. But the cool thing is we get to see behind the curtain, if you will, into these mechanisms that some of the banking systems have been leveraging for decades, guys, that we get to access to. And I'm really excited to be able to show you how to do these things. So Curve is one of them. Abracadabra is another one that seems really interesting. Being able to farm, borrow, stake, and swap inside of Abracadabra on the Ethereum main chain is pretty cool, guys. I'm going to hopefully be looking into this a little bit more seriously so I can talk about how to use it, but there are definitely people out there. I might reference some of them in the comments below just to show you who I'm following. Urine is another one. Urine's fantastic as far as kind of being the gold standard in yield farming and getting started in that. And then another one I'm really interested in getting into is the Polygon blockchain. There are so many ways to do DeFi in Polygon and make some money on the Ethereum that I already have. And and a lot of these, speaking of airdrops, a lot of these haven't done an airdrop yet. And so just being in Polygon, of all things, is could be a chance to get an airdrop of some sort in the future. So just playing around with DeFi, getting your feet wet, maybe not making a ton of money because of, you know, the fees that you have to bring things in. In my case, guys, I'm not going to throw 20 or 30,000 at a project without understanding it first. So I got to test it out. So I might throw, you know, $5,000 at something to give it a test to see how much yield I can make, and that might just pay for the fees. So I might end up breaking even before I decide to throw another, you know, 5, 10, 15 on top of it in order to really make the gains that make it worthwhile. So guys, I hope that you like this content. I will be you know, sharing my experience with you so that you can see what I do and learn from the things that I do, so that you can be more knowledgeable with your DeFi experience moving forward. And speaking of airdrops, Coinbase just updated their wallet, and with this, you know, MetaMask and Coinbase are going to be coming to an head here, guys. I think more and more people are going, more and more DeFi apps are going to be using the Coinbase app as well as the MetaMask app as an option. And I do think with this competition, we could see the possibility of airdrops in either wallet. So just diversify yourself with your wallet use. Make sure that you're using everything possible to just get your feet wet, dipping your toes in the pool, if you guys will, because there's going to be some serious money made in airdrops based on just getting to use you know, these things. In fact, congratulations to all of those who are Ethereum name service holders of some sort of .eth, because you got a huge airdrop today. Many people got $10,000 in US, you know, in equivalent in the ENS token today. And man, I wish I had purchased some sort of Ethereum name service, you know, domain at this point, because $10,000 just like that, just for being a part of the environment in the Ethereum name service ENS .eth environment. And you only had to be in as early or as late as October 10th, I think, was the screen capture that they took, the timestamp, if you will, to reward those who were part of the ENS ecosystem. So be on the lookout for new possibilities, new opportunities. Try your hand in DeFi. Try your hand in Polygon if you're an ETH maxi like me. Curve, Abracadabra, all these things use ETH. Urine uses ETH. You can stake. You can borrow against it, and try these things out, guys. Because if you don't, you'll be kicking yourself later. Because now is the time to get in and really see what DeFi is possible. And be careful out there. There are some rug pulls. Make sure that you're using things that have a lot of TVL, total value locked in them, so that it's not just all whales putting their money in and just gonna rug pull you. But do your own research. This is not financial advice, but I'm going to be spreading out my feelers for new projects to get into. And please, in the comments below, tell me what you're getting into. Let me know what you think I should get into. I'm willing to test things out, guys, for you to educate the world about the world of DeFi. And so yeah, put some comments in below. If you like coffee and crypto, support this channel by going to friedrichscoffee.com and order yourself some 12-ounce retail bags of coffee. Use code FREESHIPUSA at checkout, and that helps support the channel here. You do get free shipping to the continental United States if you use that code. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Comment below for the algorithm, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.